A good general rule of thumb to remember is that if you pass or support a politicized law because it supports your side, it can and will just as easily be used against your side. Some angry leftists are now finding that out, shocked and angered that red flag laws can and will be used against them too. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel where I am still sick and might by the end of this video or the next one sound like either a pubescent boy or a woman who smoked 2 packs of cigarettes every day for 40 years. I know that you folks are going to tell me, oh, well, sit and rest, but, unfortunately that's not how bills work, and I actually do feel a lot better. It's just this situation. I could not utter a single word yesterday afternoon, so this is an improvement. Now, as I mentioned in my intro, things like red flag laws can just as easily be used against one side as the other. They are unconstitutional no matter which way you're looking at it, and of course, I will say that not all leftists support red flag laws. I'd be willing to bet there are at least a few gun-carrying Antifa who would rather not have to worry about them. Now, this story doesn't involve Antifa members, but it does involve 2 Students for Justice in Palestine leaders who allegedly called for the death of the Jews and then became subjects of red flag orders, and now are pretty upset about it. They were not, however, upset about committing felonies, allegedly. But before I get into all of that, this video is brought to you by my friends at the Attorneys on Retainer program. Now, if you ever find yourself in a self-defense incident, you do not want to have to face it alone. The folks in the Attorneys on Retainer program are actual attorneys whose entire job it is to give you legal advice and represent you if you use your gun in self-defense. They are not an insurance company, so their only requirements are that the incident happened after you signed up and that you reasonably acted within good faith. They are not there to protect their own butts with fine print or liability, and you are not sent through an insurance adjuster before a lawyer even looks at your case, which is what can happen with insurance companies. They cover everything from felonies to misdemeanors, appeals, and even bail bonds. Doesn't matter if you were in a gun-free zone or what. So switch over from your existing self-defense coverage using my link down in the description and use code LibertyDoll to get $50 off your individual sign-up. So these 2 leaders were a pair of sisters at George Mason University who the Council on American Islamic Relations, or CARE, say they were unfairly targeted for, quote, engaging in anti-genocide activism. The Intercept claimed the sisters didn't own guns or didn't have access to anything other than a couple antique firearms owned by their brother, and claimed this was a calculated political move brought on by objections to their pro-Palestinian activism. Of course, none of these accounts included what the pair had allegedly done. Apparently, this activism included defacing the university student center and warning about a student intifada, which, according to some admittedly minor Googling, is a word for popular uprisings of Palestinians where tons of people died, including civilians. This vandalism included graffiti, banners, and thousands of dollars of damage, along with threats to continue the damage and continue threatening the university until Palestine is free. In Virginia, where the school is located, this is a felony. All this damage was also shown and celebrated on an Instagram account, along with more threats, and a judge issued a warrant for sisters Gina and Noor Chana, I'm not really sure, who were suspected of leading the incidents. The warrant allowed the police to seize electronic devices from the home, as it is also assumed that that is their Instagram account. Now, when the cops got there, they found guns. Not antique guns, normal, everyday, modern firearms, and a bunch of ammo just chilling out in the open next to some foreign passports. Alongside these guns and ammo and passports were signs that said "Death to America" and "Death to the Jews," according to court documents, and some Hamas and Hezbollah flags. It was not a good look. So the cops used Virginia's red flag law to seize the guns, saying that the brother who owned the guns and was also a George Mason alum might have been linked to the campus destruction because he harbored similar views and posed a danger due to, quote, terroristic materials. And it seems that it was his home that the girls were staying at. I thought that this shirt would be a completely Fun and ironic addition to this video. By the way, get it at Libertarian Country, linked in the description. The guns they seized were rifles, but the next day the brother turned in a 9mm handgun and his concealed carry permit. He hadn't been officially charged with a crime and did petition the courts to get his guns back, which Virginia allows people to do during a 14-day period. His request was granted as part of a civil case. Now, looping around to this campus Islamic group, they are now denouncing red flag laws as draconian measures used by law enforcement. A faculty group echoed this same opinion, saying the students were unfairly targeted for their human rights activism. Now, because of the threats and the materials found at the home, not only are cops investigating, but the FBI is helping them. A lawyer for the family says that this is unjust targeting of Muslim Americans without cause. Meanwhile, the elder sister was the Students for Justice in Palestine leader last year, and her sister is co-president this year. The group has endorsed Hamas and its so-called martyrs, have praised attacks made by the group, and called for violence to end colonization. Through their Instagram account, the one that also posted and praised the vandalism, they've sworn to hold George Mason University accountable for somehow being involved in genocide and have vowed not to let the school or its officials escape. Once the school offered a $2,000 reward for info on who committed the vandalism and made the threats, the account went dark and they suspended the SJP group, which of course has also been met with protest. And of course, people are saying, well, we need red flag laws, but these two women and their brother shouldn't be subjected to them because their threats of violence and their alleged felonies were committed in the name of activism, especially if you are watching the media right now. I mean, seriously, the IRS does way worse things. In Minecraft, this could have been more climactic. Anyways, Minecraft. Talking about Minecraft. These leftists claim that these sisters are being targeted and getting guns taken away for their opinions, just like many on the left advocate being done to legal gun owners pretty frequently. Now, obviously, I disagree with red flag laws, but if we're going to have them and enforce them, they should be enforced equally. Maybe it will, in the end, make some of these people take a different look at some of these laws that are being imposed on regular, everyday American citizens, but honestly, I doubt it. What is good for thee is not good for me. Either way, at the end of the day, they are getting a taste of their own medicine, and it turns out that they didn't like it. That is it for this video, guys. You know the drill for all of the algorithm things. Please do them. Please go vote for me in the Gundies. I thought it was open all month, but it was only to the 15th. They've extended it to the 17th. Go check it out. And as always, thanks for tuning in. Stay safe out there and happy shooting.